Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So we have a brand new article up on the Warhammer community site and it's called Orcs, the New Rules. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through it all, read it all and see if there's anything special in this article. So let's jump in and let's get started. Now the article actually opens up with some of the Gas School stuff. Now since I posted like the Gas School rules that got leaked online a couple of days ago, a lot of people were like sending me messages, hey Valrak, Gas School is actually worse off now, a lot of people were saying, because he is a monster, he can no longer be healed. Apparently some of his aura abilities will start affecting stuff, and of course people were pointing out with the whole wounds and stuff like that. They did cover some of like the new stuff about his, like the Prophet of Gork and Mork, this model has a full invulnerable save. They covered some stuff about Mork's Raw and Gork's Claw, basically his weapons that he has on him. The Great War, like he basically can take command of any Orc infantry no matter what clan they belong to. Give my opinions on it. I think that Gaz should have basically been the big boy orc when it came to things. He still has like a aura effects that really only reach goths and stuff. And you know, you talk about the Great War and Gaz pulling everyone together. He shouldn't really be having these auras which only affects goths. Yes, I understand he comes from a goth, but really he should be affecting all orcs because he's basically the big boss. He is the beast as they're so-called advertising it. So that's a bit of a kicker for me. And of course, some of you fans already let me know like some of the feedback about Gaz and like as I stated, like how he's probably worse for a lot of people. Now beside that, we do get some new things in this article. The one thing is called clan psychic powers, which we'll jump into. It says this being the psychic awakening, each of the 6 orc clans and the freebooters, it says in brackets, all get new psychic powers which can be selected instead of generating ones from the War discipline. The blood axes get clever talk, which allows you to be dead cunning before you're dead brutal. I thought it's dead brutal before you're dead cunning. You know, of course, these are orcs. We can debate this another time. So, blood axes, clever talk. This is, it says clever talk has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select one enemy unit visible to this psyker until the start of your next psychic phase. That unit cannot fire Overwatch at blood axe units from your army and cannot be chosen to fight until all eligible blood axe units from your army have done so. That's pretty cool because I like to position my characters from a Space Marine perspective. I tend to like put like aggressors in front because I know that if they charge my aggressors, I get like the full Overwatch fire of aggressors. And being an Imperial Fist, if I get 6s, that means it's 2 auto hits straight away. So if they can kind of nullify that, then that is definitely thumbs up to get the orcs in and start scrapping among the beakies. Now, moving on, another interesting thing in this article is something called specialist mobs, and this says, sometimes orcs throw off their constraints of their clan and instead group together with other like-minded greenskins. Saga of the Beast lets you do this by giving you a totally new way of building a fun-flavoured orc army. You can even benefit from a unique subculture related to a specialist mob you choose. If you like burning stuff, choose Pyromantic Specialist Mob and get Arsonist Sculptor. So basically what this is kind of their answer to what Space Marines get when you can make your own little chapters and stuff like that. You can take like kind of a little bit from that founding chapter, a little bit of that founding chapter and make something that suits your playstyle. So the Pyromanics Arsonist thing, what it states here, it says you can reroll any or all the dice when determining the number of shots made for burners, scorchers, burner bottles, burner exhausts, killer jets, scorcher missiles equipped on models in your unit with the subculture. When resolving an attack made with a melee profile of a burner equipped on a model with a subculture, you can reroll the wound roll. When resolving the burner bombs ability for a unit with this subculture, add 1 to each roll. So there we go. That's a nice little buff. I'm not really sure if that's good because again, my really knowledge is not really in the orc things, but I do know that burners are always pretty cool weapons if they're used right. So if you can get your rerolls and stuff and, you know, add 1 to each roll and stuff like that, I'm sure that's going to be welcomed among you orky boys who just like to scorch everything. I think that's probably one of the biggest things I actually like to see more of in this article explored a little bit, because some of the stuff you can actually do when you make your own chapters and stuff and take little bits from other people is really, really cool. I know they did mention that Grots will be getting like their own kind of clan thing, so I'm wondering if they're going to get like a kind of awesome bonus, because if you make a full Grot army, I swear on the Emperor's Throne, that is probably one of the best things I'll ever witness on the tabletop. If anyone deploys a Grot army against me, I'll just concede the game because I think it's just amazing that you're actually just deploying those little green boys because they're just so awesome. I just absolutely love grots. Right, the next thing is custom jobs. So again, this is another eyebrow raiser. So it says orc mechs never stop messing with their creations. They're always tinkering and experimenting, but when it works, the results can be spectacular. Oh good god, no, stop it, GW. Saga of the Beast lets you take one of these custom jobs for free if you have a mech workshop in your army, need your killer cans, death dreads, morkanauts and gorkanauts to get in combat faster. Get them booked in to be fitted with the Orkimatic pistons. Okay, so this seems pretty cool. So Orkimatic pistons, bloody hell, I'm tripping over my words with these bloody orc things. Killer can, death dreads, morkanaut and gorkanaut units only. Add 3 inches to the unit's move characteristics. You can reroll advanced rolls made for this unit. That's pretty cool then. That is really, really nice. So if you have this little workshop up and you can use that ability, and you have killer cans, death dreads, morkanauts. I know a few of my friends have got some gorkanauts and stuff, but I always end up blowing them up before they get to me. So maybe they can start implementing this, and they can get to my lines and start smashing for the good of the Great War, let's say. Now the last little header we've got is stratagems. So we get 2 stratagems previewed. The first one is called Clelver Spanner. Hopefully I'm saying that right, bloody orc lingo. So this is 1 command point. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select 1 looter or burner boy unit from your army that contains 9 or less models for 1 command point, or 1 looter or burner boy unit from your army that contains 10 or more models for 2 command points. Whilst that unit contains 1 or more spanners, you can roll 1 additional dice and discard the one when determining the number of shots for the burners or death guns equipped on models in that unit. Each unit can only be selected for this stratagem once per battle. So that's pretty cool. So you basically get like an extra roll to see if you can basically get more hits on your target with your burner boys and looters and stuff like that. So again, it really depends on your playstyle. If you're into burning things, then it's probably good. I've always known there's orc burners to be a pain in my backside, so I'm sure some of my friends who I play against orcs with will be using that one a hell of a lot. The next one for 1 command point is called Flying Headbutt. Oh my good god, I love this already. So again, this is 1 command point. Use this stratagem at the end of your movement phase. Select an orc unit from your army that has the flying battlefield roll. That model is reduced to 0 wounds and automatically crashes and burns. Do not roll. Oh, okay then. So basically, it's just like an instant explode, just like the power of the machine spirit. You can activate on a repulsor tank for the Space Marines, I think. So instead of just rolling to 6, well, basically the power of the machine spirit, I can fight again with one of the weapons at full strength or blow it up. But normally, you want to be blowing it up if you're surrounded by enemies and stuff like that, and just smash everyone around it. It goes on to say that means that every unit within 6 inches suffers D3 mortal wounds, and what orc player hasn't had dreamt of having the ability to deliberately crash their planes into the enemy? Yeah, that's really I do. I actually really like that. Instead of just going in and just do the DACA, just screw it. I'm just gonna fly this plane in and explode it straight into your lines and try and do as much damage as orky as possible. I think that is an absolutely bang-on stratagem for the orcs. I really do like that. And that's really all we get for the orc little preview so far. Again, this is just a preview. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more stuff in the Saga of the Beast book when that drops. I know we've all been speaking about the box set these past couple of days and how really we've been let down by it. Yes, you do get a great deal in there for the models that are in there, but really when you look at it, a lot of people don't want those models. It's just not packed out. It's not really Space Wolf. The only really Space Wolf model in that box set is Ragnar. The infiltrators in there are just normal Space Marines, really. There's nothing fancy or Space Wolfy about them. It's basically up to you to kit bash them, which I think is a bit of a big letdown from GW. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a nice little pick me up for the Space Wolf article, because I really want to see what the Space Wolves get. Yes, we do know that they're going to get combat doctrines, but are they going to get a little bit more that will make them maybe like a top tier type of force? Really, I do hope so. I have always been a big fan of the Space Wolves. Yes, I always do take the mickey out of them, but it's just me having some banter as I normally do. When I think of Space Wolves, I think of like the melee aspect of Space Wolves, like the viciousness that they can unleash. So hopefully they get that in the well, kind of reflected in the tabletop, where they can do a lot of damage if they get into your lines and just start ripping people apart and just doing what Space Wolves do the best, just being absolutely vicious in combat. All right, that's me done for another video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, as always. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, leave it down below in the comment section, and we'll have a nice little chat down there, as always. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.